Well, even the best things must come to a close. Welcome back, for the last time, to my Nocturne Fusion run. Small premise before starting this, the footage is an extract of a live stream, so the overall quality might be a little lower than usual, but it's a minor thing if you ask me. Also, if you don't want to miss me streaming, be sure to stop by my Twitch channel, I'll leave a link in the description, as well for my second channel, Bahamut Rewind, where I'm going to be dropping the VODs of the streams from here on out. But enough stalling, let's put this beast to rest for good. First thing worth mentioning, in between episodes I went under heavy grinding, 5 levels on Demifin to be exact, in order to learn a few new skills. Kugel, a part almighty, part physical attack and arguably the best boss killer skill in the game. Medya for safety measures, and Megidolaon for almighty magic. Then I showed my demons to the chat, where my only new addition was Nyx, another demon that will get debilitate relatively soon. I also brought back Sparna in case I need a team fully immune to ailments. I proceed from where I killed Thor. The stairs there will teleport you into a maze-like area, and we need to find a teleporter to get past those stairs. I stopped the stream to try and fix a small issue regarding my emulator slowing down during certain moves. I blame my PC for it not being a high-end one. But I couldn't avoid it, and I had to keep the issue while I was streaming. Also, after some small talk with the chat, speculating on SMT 5 coming up on Switch on November 12th, I don't know if you can call it a follow-up of the TDE, but if it for some reason it is, I will probably be very happy. Even if I had a guide to help myself orienting through the maze quicker, I still ended up going the wrong way. This resulted me in wasting well over 1 hour to find the exit. Trust me, playing while streaming and talking to the chat really is distracting. This is why I recorded the footage alone so far and commentated in post, but I wanted this to be a special and a bit fun one for me. Anyway, in the next floor there's a room with paths that appear when you get close to them. And guess what? This leads to another maze if you aim for treasures. But this time, I actually wanted to go there. Once you reach a room with damaged-looking smoke, there is yet another hidden maze where you have to follow a specific trail of tiles that is absolutely not clear unless you have a guide. This will lead to another teleport hole that brings you into a room with the final chest in the game containing the Soul Return, an infinite use Balm of Rising, item that revives fallen comrades with full HP. This is the last worth treasure chest in the game, hands down. Now back in the room with the appearing paths, head to the south platform. In here, we'll have a confrontation with the third and final reason boss, Fall Avatar. I set my team with Dante, Black Frost, and Sparna, and it's time to duel. Wait, why do I hear boss music? I suppose I'll voice act for this one. You have done well to make it here. Therefore, I will do you the honor of fighting to the fullest of to my fullest ability. Our friendship dies here. We are adversaries, each upholding our own reason. Okay. And contending for creation. Indeed, you know what you're talking about. As fate would have it, we are both beyond shedding tears. We need not hesitate to fight each other. So, let us now decide who is truly superior. Challenge me with all your might. Well, be careful what you wish for. If you really want me to go serious... This fight is particular. Fall Avatar doesn't have a particular resistances except for light, dark, and the ailment like all bosses. and only has 13,000 HP. Sounds easy, right? Well, the first turn it acts, it will use its signature move, Bale's Bane, a curse-type move that turns you into a fly, a particular ailment that cannot be healed. Because of my team, everyone is immune to it, so every time it goes for it, it's a freebie to take good advantage of. Also, fun fact, with Masakados, the only way for it to kill you is the move Megidola. All other moves that Ball Avatar has won't touch you at all. Anyway, when it reaches half HP, Ball Avatar will summon two allies, Floros and Osei Haleld, and it fully heals. From here, the fight gets a bit trickier. The first target you want to kill is Osei, not only because he can set up shields and debuffs, but also because of Dragon Eye. One false step, and you'll go down quickly. Floros sets up buffs, and because I forgot to remove them with the Dekaja Stone, and forgetting about Tetrakarn triggering his own Endure, I lose Dante and Black Frost first, and Asparna a few turns later, forcing me to slow down and get back on my 2 feet. As I do that, I punch Osei in the nuts with Black Frost, and he dies, leaving me lots of extra breathing room. Now that the biggest threat is gone, I single Floros out, and he goes down much faster compared to his cheetah brother, leaving Ball Avatar all alone again. From here, Ball starts using Beast Eye to have 2 turns all the time, but as my luck would have it, it's a walk in the park from here on out. It wasted turn using Mahamon, which only Sparna can be affected, and lots of Bale's Bane, which is utterly pointless as a move. At this point, the fight is already over. Ball can't stand a chance, and goes down like all others before it.
Bother, no, seriously. That's a legit question that I want to ask you. Go to hell. Ah, finally done with the Reason bosses. Took only what, forever?
With the third and final stone in hand, the Heaven Stone, we take the elevator to floor 666, the last area of the game. Encounter free to boot. I specified that this is the last chance to go back for getting whatever it is you're missing. Put the 3 stones into the pillars, make a team with your Lunger, Wukong, and Dante, take the final elevator to go face to face with our favorite disco ball, Kagutsuchi.
Begone, accursed one. I shall never forgive you for causing the death of the world. My light, searing with anger, shall wipe you from existence. Disco Ball is indeed pissed.
The fight has 2 phases. In the first one, the gimmick is that the moon phase starts from new and will go up or down by 2 following the cycle with each Kagutsuchi action. Depending on the phase, the damage dealt is altered. New moon means double damage. 2 out of 8 is 50% extra. Half is regular damage. 6 out of 8 is 75% damage dealt, and full, only half damage. Skills like Dark and Bright Might will be very situational at this stage. And here's where I hit you with some truth. Even if you have a chance to inflict lots of damage early on, lower its attack and maximize your defense immediately. Kagutsuchi has access to all 4 Ma-Dyne spells for elements, and its main attack is like Freykugel, Physical Almighty. But it's when the moon is full that you must worry. When the moon is full, it will use its signature move, Vast Light, a powerful almighty attack that, at base, hits for 800 damage, and is undodgeable, but it costs 2 press turns, so you will do only that move in that turn. With my team, taking it at full power means death, so buffs and debuffs are mandatory, even if it does have the Kunda and the Kaja. Plus, it uses phase shift to speed up the moon phase to new, and I use that opportunity to rush with attacks. Once you deal 20,000 damage, phase 2 begins, and the real fight can now begin. Phase 1 was just a warm-up in comparison. In phase 2, The moon is always full, and the damage is always normal. It has 40,000 HP, and remember, buffs and debuffs are still applied, so take advantage of it. Also, on phase 2, Kagutsuchi loses the ability to use the Kaja, so your buffs will always be safe. But keep the debuffs on at all costs. If during a turn, Kagutsuchi talks, skipping his own turn in general, heal up and be sure your defense is at +4 and its attack is at -4. Why? His signature move, Vast Light, has upgraded itself into Infinite Light. It is the same as Vast Light, with double power. So with no buffs and debuffs, that thing hits for 1600 damage. If you don't have buffs and debuffs or endure, this is as good as an insta-kill since your HP will never go above 999. The good thing is the move is always telegraphed, so you will know when it's gonna go for Infinite Light. Kagutsuchi does have a couple more upgrades. Not only has Dragon Eye, but its normal attack is now a multi-target move instead of single target, and I barely survived that turn when I got hit from it twice. I make Kagutsuchi reaching the low HP threshold, and it does manage to land a second Infinite Light. It does want to go for a third one turn later, but I decide to do something different.
Fine. Let's see what happens first. Me killing you, or you using Infinite Light? Place your bets, Kagutsuchi. Just for safety. And since I'm focused, I might as well punch you in the face. Well, wasn't a Frey Kugel kill, but this surely counts.
With Kagutsuchi dead, Lucifer shows up, telling us exactly what we have done. We have broken the cycle of death and rebirth of the world. Lucifer wants us to join his army against God, and decides to test us himself.
Let's make that not Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, please. But first, I must know the extent of the power of darkness you hold within. Behold the supreme power of darkness, created by none other than the Great Will himself. Well, the most dreaded moment in this run is about to come true. I would have said the literal devil would have created revelations, but whatever, I guess. Here we go. Oh boy.
Lucifer is by far one of the strongest bosses in the game, if not the strongest, only locked to the True Demon ending. First of all, it has 65,535 HP and MP. It also has a 75% resistance to everything, Almighty included. The only way you'll deal good damage is with Demi-Fiend, with Pierce, and Frey Kugel. Apparent since at base value, a crit from Dante's Rebellion dealt only 151 damage. My team ended up being different than I originally planned. I wanted to go with the same team from the Ball Avatar fight, but I decided to keep your longer in to buff my defense and have a backup healer as Demi-Fiend lowers Lucifer's attack and then goes on DPS mode. I'm immediately introduced to Lucifer's normal attack, which is Par Almighty, undodgeable with a super high crit chance. Probably the most dangerous move in his arsenal. He also has fire, ice, and almighty magic at his disposal, but it gets much worse later. As a matter of fact, in a few turns, he unleashes his move Evil Gleam, a move with 60% charm chance, which for your longer turns into a 90% chance. something I must get rid of because no way I want my snake to heal Lucifer with Meteorahin. Oh, but it gets worse. Once he starts using the move Hiking, a heavy almighty move that has a very high bind chance. From here, all of his magic attacks also get upgraded. This is the point of the fight where it all comes to a screeching halt. Because of Hiking and overall bad luck with receiving crits, with your longer bound, Demi-Fiend has to multitask, not just attacking. I could swap Sparna in to avoid bind from Hiking, but not only his defenses would be very low, he can't heal all party at once, so that wouldn't help me at all. The moment when he uses the Kaja on me, I knew things were going south, forcing me to stall even harder. Black Frost goes down as well, leaving a hole in my field, and I later decide to bring out Pixie, long enough to revive Black Frost at least. I stall for what felt like an eternity, until I decide to swap your Longer with Wukong, to apply more buffs, while Demi-Fiend keeps the team afloat and Dante slowly chips away some HP bit by bit. My buff plan keeps getting interrupted by the Kaja, so Lucifer is getting under my skin right about now. Black Frost goes down again. I use iPixie to revive it, bring your Longer back out again, and at this point I also start using the good items from my inventory. I mean, we're at the end of the game. When else am I supposed to use them? Despite getting my buffs cancelled almost constantly, I realized that maybe, hey, he wasted a turn doing it, so it might not be so bad after all. And then, we enter the endgame. You see it from a move called Root of Evil, a move that has more effect than a current generation Yu-Gi-Oh card. This move has 6 possible outcomes. It's either a 1, a 40% chance to cut your HP in half, 2, a 20% chance to cut your HP by 75%, 3, a 10% chance to cut your HP by 90%, and 4, 5, and 6, a 10% chance to either be poisoned, muted, or stunned, respectively. By the way, now you will use the Kunda and the Kaja even more frequently, and get this, you will have Megiddola on, as well as Diorama to heal. I was afraid he would have Diorama, but he didn't, and now I know why. The version I'm playing, the normal Western edition of Nocturne, is considered the Japanese Maniacs edition. The version with Raido Kuzunoa in Dante's place is the Chronicles edition. In the latter version, on hard mode, Lucifer has 2 main differences. He has Diarahen that he is coded to use once after you deal 40,000 damage, resetting the fight, and Root of Evil not only has one of those 6 effects I previously mentioned, but also has a Dekaja effect. In Maniacs, I assume he lacks those 2 extra skills because Dante has no peers to counterbalance. This is just my theory anyway. As the fight progressed, I even got double High-Kinged in a single turn, something I survived only because I managed to debuff Lucifer's attack again. This is where I told myself, it's time to bring out the Debilitate guns, so I called Rangda to help out. The Debilitates helped, but his Kunda sure didn't. No need to reiterate that. Thankfully, I was very stacked with items, so I had lots and lots of resources to stall if needed be. I also learned that a counter skill triggered will damage you if you're poisoned. I honestly didn't know that. I swapped Rangda with Nyx and carry on. It goes well for a while until Root of Evil got me with a 90% damage hit, but thankfully the next attack was from Dante. Even then, I still had Endure on. The overall lack of the Kunda and the Kaja from there, it is felt when a Freykugel, focused with no crit, dealt over 4,000 points of damage. Wukong dies to the poison, so I rushed to revive him. At this point, in my head, I regretting having discarded Avenge actually, because think about it, Avenge with Pierce, I didn't say this in the stream by the way, Avenge with Pierce would have helped so much with DPS. Lucifer then goes on a 4 attack spree, all 4 which being crits, costing Nyx her life, so Pixie is up and about again. Admittedly, I realized that Pixie may have been the key to get me out of this bind, since she can heal and I can focus on damage again, dealing over 7,000 in one hit with a focus crit Freykugel. After a fight that lasted literally 1 hour, I know, I checked, between highs and many lows, one last bullet was all I needed. There we go. Ow. Alright, come on. It's not over yet. In fact, I do believe that we might be close to the end. Okay, come on. Don't be hating on Wukong. He's a good boy. Doesn't have his defense down, but I want to try anyway. Come on. Yes! I cannot scream because I have people in the other room, but yes! Go to literal hell, you big son of a gun! Yes! Yes! I breathe a huge sigh of relief, watch the final cutscene unfold, and the credits roll as we march into the final battle against God. Well guys, it is official. I did manage to beat the entire game on hard mode without fusing demons at all. It was one heck of a journey, the span throughout the last 12 months between tech issues and whatnot. A very fulfilling journey, and I understand now the true appeal behind the idea of a challenge run from both the viewer's perspective as well as the players. And I want to thank you all so much for sticking with me until the very end of this adventure. It has been a pleasure and an honor to walk this path with you. As for what I'll do next, I do have an idea. I won't be uploading for a week or so to gather the footage I need and start editing it properly, just warning you out here. However, because I'm gonna go back to work in a couple of days, and I won't have too much time, or at least I don't know how much time I will have on my hands, I will probably go back to a format without commentary, at least until I see with my own eyes how to balance my time for commentary videos. I was planning to do a 100% guide of another RPG, and I had in mind Persona 5 Royal since I was in the mood for replaying it, but Final Fantasy VII Remake is also out there for me to play. I have done a format like this in the past with my long play of Trails of Cold Steel 1, but I assure you, I will make videos shorter than that, between 30 and 40 minutes tops. I won't do hour-long videos for a while. And as for streams, I think I'll go back on my Pokemon Fire Red randomizer Nuzlocke as soon as I have the opportunity, at least until I can set up my 3DS properly for an Iron Man run of Fire Emblem Fates Revelations. Yes, I do hate myself. I hope you'll understand where I'm coming from, and that you will still support me. But I've dragged this ending for long enough. Thank you so much for all the support, particularly to have helped me pass my 100 sub milestone with this project. Here's to many more good memories. This has been Bahama Raven. I'll see you very soon. Take care, my friends.